how about a hair tutorial? Oh, what else are you gonna do with your time, right? So what we're gonna do is start out with clean, fresh, blow-dried hair, and then we're going to section parts of it off. We're going to use duckbill clips because they don't have teeth and I prefer them. And just start to section your hair off. I'm usually doing about three parts. Well, this will make 4, but 3 clips. Then we're gonna do an invisible line down the center of our head. Everything on this side is gonna curl back towards that line. Everything on this side is gonna go back towards that line, away from your face. So we're gonna start in the back, on the bottom. I'm also using a Hot Tools extended barrel. It happens to be my favorite because I have long hair. I'm starting in the middle and curling up. Notice that once I'm done curling a section, I push it to the back. Now I'm gonna work on this part. Also too, you don't wanna take pieces of hair or sections of hair that are thicker than this or wider than that, or else the heat won't disperse evenly. So I'm starting my curl in the middle of the hair shaft, curling it up a bit, letting that heat up, working it down. Then I'm gonna unravel, keeping my resistance down, unravel, and just out. Something to keep in mind as well, when you get a curl completed and you push it to the back, you leave it alone. You let the curl sit, because if you run your fingers through it or run a brush through it, it's not letting the curl sit and cool. That's what makes your curl last. I'll ask a lot of my clients if they have a curling iron at home. They'll say, what size? I usually say about 1 inch, 1.5 inches. You can do pretty much anything with a curling iron like this. It doesn't have to be extended barrel. This is a Hot Tools. I love this brand. Babyliss is another good one. But a lot of people have curling wands. The only problem I have with a curling wand is you can pretty much only do one curl, and that's the wrap curl. You can do a wrap curl with this kind of a curling iron as well. But this one will open up your world to so many curls. Now I've started on the top part. I'm still gonna apply that same principle of the line down the center of the head. Everything is gonna go back towards that line, even though I'm kind of on the top. So I'm gonna start taking little bits and corners from both sides until they meet. And I'll show you how to diffuse that part so it just doesn't lay flat. Again, I'm starting right in the middle, getting that nice and hot, unraveling it, talking it down a bit, unraveling it, and out. So I have this piece that is on both sides of that part. I'm going to kind of take a corner from both sides. I'm feeling it just to make sure it's the width I want. Then I'm going to section that, curl it, unravel it. I'm leaving it alone so that way it'll cool. So what happens if you take a section that's way too big for the curling iron? What then? You would get not even heat distribution, and some of it would be wavy and some of it would not. So it wouldn't be just more of a symmetrical curl, but hey, you might want that because it might look more like what a saltwater beach would do. So look at this piece. It's right in the center. I'm just gonna pick a side. That's all I'm gonna do is pick a side. It's going this way because I said so. Here we go. The front is where the magic happens. It might take you a couple times before you figure this out with arm positioning and things like that. But with the front, you can smooth it out using the heat of your barrel. Be so careful because I've burnt myself so many times. Your forehead tends to just creep up there. You can take it, pull your hair really tight, and just rub the barrel on it. Or if you want to be, extra, you can plug in a flat iron. I'm just lazy. So I do that to smooth out this piece around your face. And look, all these curls are going back. This is going back, and once I get done, it'll be swept away, which is what we want, right? So sometimes these shorter pieces, if you have like shorter face framing, you can take them, instead of doing the curl with the clamp, you can open up the clamp and unwrap it. This is a wrap curl. This is what you would do if you had just a standard curling wand. But look, I can use this as a curling wand. And that just helps to, again, go away from your face. I could do the other side. Wrap it the other direction. Because if it were wrapped towards my face, it'd be falling into my face. I want it swept away. Here we are, people, the end of the tutorial. This is the creme de la creme. Take your hands, run it through those curls. Mess it up. Flip it forward, mess it. I don't like to run a brush through it because I still kind of like the messier look. See? And then you can spray it. Then you can do a beach texturizing spray, hairspray, whatever. And because you let those curls cool in their place, in their shape, it will last. It should last. And because you took smaller pieces and you took your time, this should last. And so this should give you some sweet quarantine hair, right? At least you'll feel better. I hope this helps.